Okay, so I was recording a video already where I talked about this, but you know what? One thing that I've noticed since I started doing this YouTube thing, like for fun as a hobby, is I don't actually act like myself in the videos because I guess I'm nervous or I feel weird, like I'm talking to a camera. And every time I'm done doing a video, I realize like, man, that's not who I am. Like I'm not this kind of boring guy who just talks and talks about issues and keeps a straight face the whole time. Like that's not how I talk when I'm with my friends, and I'm tired of seeing videos of myself like that. So the video I was working on to talk about this, fuck it, I'm gonna do a new one. So pretty much, I got two pieces of information given to me today via Facebook. Okay, one of them was that Michael B. Jordan got casted as a role in the Black Panther, which is awesome. And someone made a fucking joke about how this is the second time the Marvel Cinematic Universe has saved someone's career from the Human Torch. The first one being Chris Evans, now the next one being Michael B. Jordan, which I thought was fucking hilarious. Like, yeah, this is 2 for 2. That someone who was in a bad version of the Fantastic Four gets pulled out and given a role in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That's great. Now, on the flip side of that coin, I I heard this really, really funny, fucking hilarious story that 20th Century Fox is actually considering going forward with a sequel to the Fan Stick movie that came out last year. You know, the really bad one. You know, the one that I just recently talked about in a video not too long ago. They think so. And I don't even know how to wrap my fucking brain around this shit. It's pretty much like you're saying that you think there's more story to tell with that Fantastic Four movie, Fan Four Stick. You think that those characters need to get revisited and that there's potential. Like, in the mind of a studio, you must think that there's a way to make money off that. The Fan Four Stick movie fucking sucked, okay? It was bad. It got a bunch of hate while it was getting made. There was crazy stories happening on the set. Still to this day, we don't have a confirmed thing of what happened, but the gist of it was the director was not, focusing and not really making a movie. He was being destructive, being drunk, high all the time, and then the studio came in and meddled. And I didn't do a review on Fan Four Stick, but here's a quick review to summarize what the movie is. And this is something that, if you look at any video across the internet, they probably say the same thing. The first half of the movie is somewhat watchable. It intrigues you. You're not completely upset yet. You're kind of like, okay, let's see where they're going with this. And then it says 1 year later, and the movie goes to shit. And if you're a fan of Doctor Doom, you're gonna be pissed off. That's the review of Fan Four Stick. Horrible fucking movie. Someone, let me look this shit up right now. Let me look up what this fuckface said. Yeah, so this is producer Simon Kingberg, and he says, and I quote, "We want to make another Fantastic Four movie. We love the cast. I mean, if I were to say to you now, Michael B. Jordan and Miles Teller and Kate Mara and Jamie Bell are great actors, we love that cast. Almost as much as X-Men." Then he goes on to say, "We'll try to be truer to the essence of the tone of Fantastic Four, which is completely, well, not completely, but largely distinct from the X-Men, which is brighter, funner, more optimistic tone." How are you going to suddenly switch that up in the second movie? How are you possibly going to get anything from that movie and make it in any way, shape, or form better? I mean, I'm sure you could try to make a better movie. The point is, we have to accept that the first movie happened, and that's something I just cannot accept. That movie is the only thing that interests me about the Fan Four Stick movie is that the shit even got made. Okay, besides everything that I was telling you about, the rumors of what was going on set, the only reason this movie got made was because Marvel wanted the rights to Galactus and Silver Surfer, which is part of the Fantastic Four licensing that 20th Century Fox has. They just wanted Silver Surfer and Galactus for story purposes in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But 20th Century Fox didn't want Marvel to have the rights back. So there's a time frame in which 20th Century Fox had to make another Fantastic Four movie, and if as long as they made a movie and released it by that date, Marvel couldn't have the rights back. How fucking petty is that? How fucking petty is that, man? That you just sit there and you waste millions of dollars, okay, to make a fucking movie just so your competitor doesn't get rights to two characters. If they were smart, they would have at least played ball with Marvel and done what Sony's doing now, which is, oh, let's work together on Spider-Man, and then that way, they share the Spider-Man and They get a better Spider-Man. Sony gets a better Spider-Man. Marvel Cinematic Universe gets Spider-Man, and the fans get to see Spider-Man and the Avengers. They could have just done that, but no, they decided to be assholes, make a movie that sucked that no one liked, and now they're talking about making a sequel. This is fucking crazy. This is like fucking nuts, man. Like what money are they hoping to make? The first one didn't do well. The first one did awful, awful in the box office. Here's an example of how shitty Fanforstic did. Age of Ultron came out the same year. It cost $250 million to make Age of Ultron. The movie made a total of $1.4 billion. So Marvel made $459 million back from what they spent to make the movie. Fanforstic spent $120 million to make the movie. They made $167, so they only profited $56 million. They only profited $56 million. So $167 was made minus $120 million to make it equals you're done fucked up. I don't know. But and here's the other thing. This is the major thing. So you want to do a sequel to that movie. Is Michael B. Jordan really going to come back now that he's landed this Black Panther role? Whatever it may be. Just even if he wasn't in Black Panther, the simple fact that he is a young actor trying to get out there, he's done Creed, he has this role coming up. Why the fuck would he come back to do a sequel for such a negative movie? Miles Teller, why would he decide to come back for such a negative movie? Kate Mara, I don't see how any reasonably thinking actor would ever want to come back to this shitstorm of a movie that had so much negative response, so much hate going on, and might have cost the fucking career of Josh Trank, the director, because of the rumors of what was going on the set of that movie. I don't see if this shit gets made somehow, this sequel. I don't know what they're gonna do because spoiler alert, the Thing was a fucking murderer, and Doctor Doom, I'm pretty sure, died at the end. So they got rid of their strongest villain in Fantastic Four. They got rid of it pretty much, unless they're gonna do something with Galactus, which we saw how that happened last time in the original Fantastic Four movies. Oh God. But anyway, that's my thoughts on that. Also, as far as did I see Captain America: Civil War? Yes, I did. Am I gonna do a review for it? I don't know. The movie's already been out for like a week. There was already reviews out even before then. I don't really see a point of doing a review. It was awesome. If you really want to hear my thoughts on it, maybe I'll do a discussion video with Jesse after we see it one more time. But I don't see a point of making a review for the movie now because it's already been out for a week, and I'm sure by now you've already watched it or decided to watch it or whatever the case is. You've already heard enough reviews on it. But anyway, later.